Hey guys, it's Kimberly, and I'm happy to be bringing you your March forecast for collective energies. March is already up on my board behind me, and I'm so excited. I can't believe how fast February went by, and that the fact that we're almost at the spring equinox is crazy. I feel like we were just at like Christmas time. So I hope everyone's doing well. I want to tell you that I am going to be launching a podcast, and it will launch in March. If you guys want alerts about that and links and stuff, I'll be blasting it out on social media, but also, get on my email list. And I'll be sending out this March written forecast probably at like the same time I post the video, or maybe just shortly after. So if you missed the written forecast, if you're not on my email list, I always repost it on the Facebook page. So I think it's facebook.com/spiritualmaterialgirl, and or sign up for my newsletters if you're not on the list and you'd like to receive the full extended written forecast. So if you're not familiar, I do sit down each month and I channel the energies around the moon phases and the collective energies and what I'm downloading for twin flames and collective shifts, and so that you have a sense of what to expect and that you can start to identify with certain aspects that might help you navigate. I am, holding a little March special for the twin flame readings. It's 10% off using the code March10, all caps. And of course, you guys can book soul coaching packages with me. All of that stuff is on my website, spiritualmaterialgirl.com. Thank you guys for watching. And I am going to do a little spread today, kind of like a card pull, just to reinforce some of the channeled messages. So I want to talk about what I've been channeling for the month of March. So March has, we have, as the board states, we have a full moon in Virgo. We've got the spring equinox, and we have a new moon in Aries. So there's sort of like this duality of grounding energy and then like more fire actionary energy. We move in a very dreamy Piscean energy. So there's a lot of fire, earth, water, and we are going to be really called to pull all of those elements into balance within us and to use all of the tools before us in our world in order to manifest and to keep making the advancements and the progress that we want to see ourselves making, okay? So some of what I have channeled is that there is sort of like a path that is being lit up during the month of March for us that is a product of us allowing ourselves to go into the bigger dreams and visions, and also the work that we've already been doing, I'd say, since the new year behind the scenes on certain projects, on certain ideas, okay? Even if they've just been real small baby steps, I see that we have like a foundation that we're going to be able to cement in like early mid-March, okay? And I feel like that Virgo full moon is going to help us do that. So right around that Virgo full moon, I also feel like we're going to need to bring order to certain situations in our lives. This could be in regard to like legal aspects, taxes, money, finances, organization, paperwork, work. Like I just see people needing to get more organized, needing to clean up like energy in these types of matters so that it doesn't spill over into the personal side of things and over into the, ventures or entrepreneurial things that you're trying to develop, okay? So that's going to be really important, and you'll probably feel the call to, attack something that you've been procrastinating on, or clean something up that's been kind of messy, or address something that's needed your attention that maybe you've been like avoiding. That feels like that energy of the Virgo energy in mid-March is going to help you do that. And that as a result is going to help you clean up and like kind of clear the space for advancement, it's going to free up the other side. That's how they're showing it to me. So like if you're one person and you have, let's say your big dreams and aspirations and goals, your work, your personal life and all that, then you have like the minutia of the everyday life and, the obligations and responsibilities and the legal stuff and the financial stuff. And they're saying like once this is all clear and clean and you've got it ordered or you face it, that really helps free up energy over on this side. Make sense? So work on that. And the other aspect is that the path becomes clearer for where we want to go next. So I really get the sense that during this Pisces new moon that we just had, we're grasping onto something new. It could have been like a affirmation or a reconfirmation, a confirmation, a reaffirmation of, oh yeah, I do need to go in that direction, or I do need to go to, to go in that new way towards that new place or that new thing. And for some people, it's almost like there was a decision about whether to stay where it's comfortable and keep doing what you've been doing. But there's this desire that's like sweeping through, like right now, that I feel like everyone's like, no, I can't just stay where I was. Like, it would be easy to logic that away in our minds and be like, oh, well, I'll just cling to the familiar. I'll just keep it the way it was. But like, I think in a sense, at a higher level, it would keep you stuck, right? So it is time for change. I see those changes coming in April in a big way for everyone. And this could be by way of, this isn't like an eclipse shake up where everything just like falls apart and explodes and erupts to find a new beginning. This is more like, whoa, you're going to get pushed onward. You're going to find that new opportunities just pop up, and or you'll be pushed out of certain situations so that you go into the higher timelines or to the advancement of where you want to be heading, right? You want to be making that progress and that solid advancement. And I feel like advancement is like a good word, a good thing to think about, because that's something that I think we're desiring, but also like we're wondering like, well, but how do we advance? So there's a cleanup that needs to happen in certain aspects to free up energy. There's a path that's being lit. And I think as you keep focusing on your projects, on the things that are pulling you, the new direction, the new ideas, the letting go of what's comfortable, the being willing to take that risk to let go of what's comfortable, to say, I'm just going to surrender. And like, I know I'm headed in this direction. I don't know how and all the dots that connect to get there, but I'm going to say I'm moving in that direction and allow the universe to rise up and support me. And also, I feel like there's a certain amount of focus that we just need to put into our projects, our ideas, and those new directions that we've been starting to slowly move in behind the scenes. This is when the crystallization starts to happen. The synchronicities especially are going to be amped up during March, close to the spring equinox. As we go into April, everything's going to be like super rapid. Not that they aren't already, because things are super rapid right now. And I talk about this in my March forecast, is that, signs, synchronicities, manifestation, everything is sped up right now. And so you have an awesome opportunity to manifest what you want. It's not like you have to spend a lot of time visualizing and hoping and dreaming. Like, you really just need to just line up with it. Just like have the thought, have the intention, and then clear the blocks so that you can just line up with it. So if you guys need help clearing blocks, subconscious stuff, you need a roadmap to your healing, whatever that is, please come see me, because I have those tools for you. And yes, let's talk about twin flames. So twin flames, much the same, but in a different context. So I feel like what I've been saying is, for this month, it's like, one, we've been having an awesome across the board healing at another level for twins. So it's been like this massive healing at a higher level. It hasn't needed to be actual literal physical communication, although I believe that twins are reaching up to one another. I think there are touch-ins and check-ins, and I believe that is happening pretty much across the board. If you haven't seen it yet, you might see it in the upcoming month or so, especially for those twins who have been in separation, twin flames. So, so beyond that, though, at a much higher level, like, there's a massive healing taking place. I was talking to someone about this recently, and we were comparing notes about like that, that people are awakening. Like, I've been chiming into conversations here, there, and everywhere that I'm just shocked at. Like, people that you wouldn't expect to awaken. Even like on TV shows, talk shows, things like that. Like I'll catch a tidbit of something and I'll be like, wow, they're talking about some really spiritual concepts or law of attraction type stuff, even maybe unknowingly. But I feel like the masses are waking up. Everyone's waking up right now. So, at some degree. And so for those of you who are pioneers on this journey, the light workers, the empaths, the star seeds, you have an awesome responsibility, because not only are you getting to the next level in your ascension, but you're able to really anchor your new reality in whatever you're desiring. You have the power to do that by clearing out the blocks and getting into alignment with it and getting clear on what you want. So a lot of that's going to be happening. So for twins, I feel that there is a pull, there is a magnetic pull, something pulling them along, like what feels like a dimly lit path, like where they're aligned with themselves as individuals enough and walking this path. And then I do see it sometime between like March and May, there is like this boom, like a light bulb that goes on, an illumination. Maybe it's the moonlight that lights up the path. And all of a sudden, I feel like there's two lovers, standing in front of one another and evaluating where to go from here. And this could be the result of that higher level healing that's been taking place. It's definitely a result of what both the divine feminine and divine masculine have been doing on their own, clearing the fear, connecting into psychic gifts, healing at a root level. I feel like the masculine's realizing a lot of things right now, really realizing his truth, stepping into his truth. Feminine, you're hearing the same calling, very connected to your passions. I think both are really connecting into their passions, connecting into their truth. And so you're, in essence, as individuals walking your own path, but it kind of magnetizes because it's the most authentic path. And what is, that becomes like a merge is how I see it. It's almost like two different tributaries just like merging because it's truth. And I feel like you come together in heartfelt truth to have some sort of communication. And that's going to happen for a lot of twins in the physical. And I'm not talking about text. That's already been happening. The check-ins, I'm talking about seeing one another, bumping into each other, actual phone calls, actual communications, actual conversations. And for some of you, you've contracted at a higher level to, play this out and have a romantic union and have this sort of partnership, this spiritual partnership here in the 3D. And for others, you'll know from that meeting and that exchange, you'll know where you need to go from there. But it's a deep healing. It's almost like the closure to a deep healing, and possibly even like a beautiful new beginning for some of you. This is going to really happen. Like, I'm not feeling like, okay, well, maybe, and this is going to happen for a lot of people. I'm thinking, over the next 2-3 months or so, I really feel this happening. For some of you, it's going to come as a little bit of a surprise, because it might be that the healing takes place with the perceived twin, and then the real soul connection comes in synchronistically to your life. Because right around March 19th, spring equinox, we're having a high volume of synchronicities, chance meetings. We do every year. There's a karma around that time. There's always been a karmic force in my life, but I feel it across the board. That's renewal energy. That is new life, new birth. I do feel like some of you are closing doors with like a past relationship at a higher level, healing that. Could be a perceived twin, could be a twin flame, and even already starting to call in at a higher level the new person, the new soulmate or real twin. So how it shows up for you, allow it to take place. Know that everything that's showing up over the next month or two, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be things we have to face and clean up. There's going to be pushes along, especially in April. Awesome new opportunities, really exciting things that open up, but also some things that maybe you weren't planning from your 3D mind, but at a soul level, you're lining up with your higher self and something's going to urge you on. Okay. So, April's going to be a real exciting energy, and we're going to start to see some of those changes taking place at the end of March with the Aries new moon on the 24th, right? So yeah, so a lot of interesting energy. None of it feels clashing to me. It all feels complementary. It feels like that watery energies, the dreaming, and then we get the Virgo, and then it's helping us ground it in, and then we get more action energy that's helping the changes and advancement, and it's really just like a beautiful like progression. So trust in it, okay? Also in my March written forecast, I give you sort of a guideline and tools and tips of how to interpret signs and synchronicities. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope it helps you. I know some people get stuck on that and they get confused, especially when there's hangups and attachments. And so hopefully that helps you. All right, let's pull some cards just to complement these messages. Okay, so I feel Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine coming through simultaneously. So they're showing me that the masculine is coming towards the feminine. I feel like the feminine is focusing on her art, her work, her, the things that maybe she feels like she is taking a leap on or doing something or exposing herself a little bit more than she's normally comfortable with, like me with the podcast. That's not something that I've ever done before. I never had a desire to do. So, but I feel like the support will come in. You just really have to believe in yourself. And this is a magnetizer because I do see that it brings the masculine like right in towards you. And or it helps you, like if we look at this as internal energies, this is you overcoming any fear you have about your art, what you create, the support that's available to you in you going into your passions and, and grounding in some of your projects. And this is going to help you overcome, this is a reminder that you need to overcome those fears, put yourself out there, be a little vulnerable. I think it's time to come out of hermiting, show ourselves, show our truth, show our art, show our passions, not just delve and dabble in them, but to show and share them. And you're going to be surprised that you will have support. Don't doubt that. And I think not only that, but you're going to have a lover come in, a masculine force for the feminine, or this could be representative of our inner feminine and masculine that's supporting you. So maybe it's the action side of you that's working with this side to, come in at a nice steady pace. And this feels also like in the literal, like there's a lover, someone coming in for the feminine. And maybe as she shares their passions and she shares her gifts and she shares her art or whatever that is, that's the magnetizer, that's the thing that brings that connection back together, right? Remember, I said it's like we're on two different paths, but then they merge. Okay, so let's get more information on that. March energies, feminine, masculine. And I feel like they're just going to keep coming out simultaneously. Okay, so it's perfect. So we're getting, this is what I'm saying, the Hermit, like coming out of, the Hermit is about someone who's lighting the way for others, right? And they're saying like you've got to come out now and begin to do that. You have the wisdom, you have the tools, you have this support, right? And you'll be surprised at how much of a leader you're going to be when you're able to put yourself out there. There are those who are going to rally in to support you. You do have to pioneer it. You do have to, put it out there and feel like the expert, even if you're not yet, right? Because that's what the Hermit's about. The Hermit's about someone who's, really mastered that and has that deep wisdom and is lighting the way for others. So I feel like this is just like a reminder to just, you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to know that what you're doing is driven by this deep desire to share your light. And that's, again, what I was saying, like coming out of the hermiting and sharing with others. Then others rally to support us. For the masculine, I feel like he gets over some heartache and that's what's enabling him to come in. So he's leaving this stuff behind. He's also leaving a lot of like the mental anguish that he's felt, maybe over this relationship with the feminine, or a past relationship karmic that he's just had to get over. And I feel like he's able to follow his truth now. He's on his own path. He's following his truth. He's moving towards his heart and a more healed heart, okay? These look like, to me, wounds that are healing or have been healed, where he's stepping up and moving on from that phase of heartache or regret or whatever that is, okay? Let's see what else. Do you love when they just fly out? Okay, that clarifies that. Oops. All right, awesome. So this is just further clarifying this. This is something that the masculine walked away from. That recently, I feel like that was turbulent. That was not healthy for him. That wasn't alignment for his truth. Or maybe he will be walking away from that shortly here. Could be just recently or here now in the short-term future. I get that. I get that he's leaving something that maybe wasn't what he thought it was, right? It's really like, I have to cut my losses, this feeling of that was too turbulent for me. That's not what I truly want. And then he's taking the stand to come in towards what he wants, back on the path of truth, back towards the divine feminine, his true divine feminine counterpart. Feminine, I'll show you how this is building here. So, we see this being the way shower, being the light bearer, and needing to share our gifts and be the wisdom giver and the sharer and the way shower, like I said. But this is also connected to your manifestation power, which I feel like has been a bit stunted for the feminine. She's not feeling like she's been in her normal, like, magician outfit, right? Or witchy, power. And I feel you starting to come out of that now, feminine. And I feel that changing a lot. So they're saying the ideas that you're having, work on them. You know who you are, but I'm going to use you as a vague example. I have a coaching client who I adore, and I was getting this message around a certain type of art that she was going to be channeling that was sort of artistic and spiritual, and it was crazy because she felt it too. And then before I knew it, she was like sending me messages. She's like, look what I did. And wow, it was just beautiful. And it was just like, whew, it just came in for her, like through inspiration. She grabbed onto it. She translated it onto the paper. It was almost like an intuitive painting with, astrological interpretations and all sorts of things infused into it. And it was so beautiful. When she showed me, I'm like, wow, that's just amazing. And so these things are going to be happening for us. Don't be afraid to act on them. You need to start to bring your little ideas into fruition. Play with it, dabble with it, right? But, I feel like we're working at it too. We got to work at it. You got to, once you bring it into life, you got to keep working at it, keep doing it. Because you're going to find that not only are you manifesting bigger things through it, but that you are going to garner support and following, and even maybe in ways that you didn't expect, okay? Let's go to an oracle deck and go to the moon deck. Okay, so 3 cards just fell out like on the masculine side, and they like landed on the masculine, so I'm just gonna trust it. And then this card just flipped out on the feminine side, so I'm just going to trust that and pull one more. Okay, so masculine, we have rejuvenate, connect, and the healer. So this is telling me there's been healing that has come in for him, right? enough so that he could take himself out of something that wasn't working. I also get, you know, this is Virgo. This card is Virgo. So hello, we have the full moon in Virgo. So this is telling me he's healing from something that had hurt his heart. And at the Virgo full moon, maybe he's leaving something, right? He's departing from it. And healing that thing that didn't work out, leaving it, having the confidence to do that. And that's going to be a period of rejuvenation, I get, okay? And this connect is just like, I feel like he wants to connect with his truth. And in that is a divine feminine counterpart is how I've been seeing it, okay? So that doesn't surprise me at all. Those are beautiful messages. Okay, feminine, they're saying dream and the explorer. So they're saying we need to explore our passions more. And this is Sagittarius, fire energy, and the dreaminess. What are we dreaming about? What do we want to bring into life, right? And what's connected to our passions? What do we need to explore? And this helps with our manifestation energy, okay? This might mean lifting some parameters that we put on ourselves that have held us kind of stuck in cycles. You know, in order to change your physical reality, you got to begin here in your thought processes and in the subconscious, right? So yeah, let's pull a few more from the little Wanderer deck. Christina Georgieva. I think this online store is going to pause for a little bit because Christina has to go out of the country, I believe. So if you guys want this deck before the her online store closes for temporarily, get it now because it's a great little deck. So I think it's ChristinaGeorgieva.com, or it's called the Universal Oracle deck, actually. Universal Oracle. Yeah. Sorry, Christina, if I butchered that. So let's see what they have to say here. Masculine, feminine energies for the month of March. Guidance. Advice. These are like clarifier advice cards. So I feel like stability is coming through for the feminine. And explore, which we just saw. And her intuition. There's a transformation. There's a shadow integration. Boy, I love how these cards are just popping out on the masculine. Masculine's leaving something, like he's leaving a situation in which there's someone that's codependent on him, and he's leaving a dependency or addiction behind. It could be either one of those or both. I see him connecting more into his passion, his truth. Feminine, there's like a need for you to trust in your intuition. You know, you're transmuting, I think, your shadow, and that's coming through like this exploration, and this is coming in reverse saying we need to explore, right? What was this card? Explorer, right? You see those messages coming through. So this could be literal travel, needing to spread our wings, but also just like I feel like exploring our gifts, exploring avenues of ourselves, our passions that we haven't allowed ourselves to because there's been too many parameters, or we've been stuck in a hermiting phase or some sort of a regimen that's locked us in that we need to break free of. And from that, I feel comes a new stability. And this is what I talk about in the March forecast, that we are building a new foundation. A lot of reversals here with the feminine. I just feel like it's because maybe she's just doubting that things are going to ground in, but I'm telling you, they are. She needs to take the baby steps to explore her passions, put herself out there, lead the way, and then things begin to ground in when this new stability, you know, kind of comes up right underneath her. The universe rises up to meet her, and this new foundation is formed for her. And she becomes like this really great magician once again, or reconnects to that energy once again. And like I said, masculine, it's about his passions, reconnecting with his passions, and this dependency. And the way I see it, it's like there's I see a codependent attachment with the masculine. Maybe that's the relationship that he believes. And him needing to return back to feeling alive again, feeling enthusiastic. Like there's something about this relationship that drained him. So he's needing to heal and rejuvenate, as we just saw. And then he's able to, either that's in process or he's going to be doing that, and then he can connect in with his divine feminine. So really important work that's happening here. And you see also the influence in the cards. I love it because we have the earth, and we have the air, we have the fire, we have everything. And that's kind of what this month is. It's not a clash of those energies, but a working together. So how are you going to make all of that energy work together in your life? It's a very dynamic energy. So I'm going to say happy March to you. Hope you catch the March forecast. If you want to work with me, spiritualmaterialgirl.com, and I'll be back throughout the month with readings and updates and the podcast. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.